Sorry about that, everybody. We are watching the main event. It is time for the Elimination Chamber match for the
WWE Championship. Bobby who? Question mark?
Bobby who?
That's
Bobby Lashley.
your champion.
He's coming out first because he's going to be in the chamber. I would assume Brock will come out also.
Yeah.
Although he could start the match because if he's going to lose, they got to put him under some heavy odds.
They're going to put him in the pod. Does he get to come out last in the pod? How does that work?
Right. We don't know. They didn't do one of those matches with them.
Matthew's like, the damn Chi-Coms. And Matthew says, Lashley looking prime. He is out there looking prime. Are those real?
I don't know. The sound is the same and they look the same, so I can't tell.
Question mark. Real fireworks. Or are they fake? Real or fake? Fake or real? AJ Styles is coming out next. Look, there he is. Vindicator says, Travis, did you like Undertaker first time wrestling Hogan? I think that's when he won his first championship.
No. The first time I remember the Undertaker wrestling Hogan, he lost. But, yeah, I was never a fan of Hogan losing ever when I was a kid. Ever. Like, it didn't matter who it was, too. Like, even I was pretty upset even when he lost to Goldberg, even though I was kind of okay with it because Goldberg was so hot at the time and Hogan was a super heel.
Right.
But what turned me off of wrestling for about 6 or 7 years was when Hogan lost to The Rock. I was done. I didn't watch it from then. I can't remember what year that was. It was 202 or 203, 205, somewhere in there. Until whatever WrestleMania that was. Until, I would say, 2011, I started watching it again. So whatever that date was till that date.
Oh.
Is how long I was out of wrestling.
There you go.
Completely. I mean, and the only reason I got back into it is because there were some people that lived by my parents, and I'd go over there, and they were into wrestling, but they were WWF fans, and I didn't know how to handle WWF fans because I was such a WCW fan, and it was gone, and I didn't like any of those guys. I didn't like any of the WWE guys, and so I had a hard time at first, but I just started watching it and kind of powering through it. But Shawn Michaels was still around. I never liked a WWE guy. Or WWF, whatever you wanted to call it.
Oh.
So I had a little bit harder time with that. But I did come around and started watching it, and the rest is history. And then Donna was watching it also. So I'd go over there. I was staying with my parents because my stepdad had a COPD and had to stay and take care of him. So I moved out of my place, which was a huge mistake. But anyway, it's all right. It all worked out.
It happened. And we got Riddle coming out. AJ Styles was the second guy that came out, and now we got Riddle coming out. Bart is in the chat saying hi. Hey, Bart, how's it going? And Matthew says, I read that Bobby is going to get a big push over the next year. I believe that the fireworks are real, but not from tonight. LOL, stock footage. Right? Something like that. Like, I don't know if it's the same ones because I haven't really been looking up and paying attention to, like, when they pan outside of the building for the fireworks. So I was curious because if you've seen it, you know, if you saw them each time they showed them, if that was what it was. Anyways,
right.
Bart says, I went to study, that's why I was gone, but I'm back. Well, I'm glad that you took the time out to study. That's a good thing. But good to see you back. We're just starting the Elimination Chamber for the men. This is the last event of the pay-per-view. They did not have the
Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders in the Usos match. That did not happen.
That didn't happen, which is really weird, but it didn't. So, there you go. Robbie says AJ should win, but it will be Bobby. And Matthew says ECW also bridged the gap between WCW and WWE. Austin Theory is coming out.
Yes,
so he's going to be in a pod. So we'll have Bobby, AJ, Riddle, and Theory in a pod. And that means Brock and Seth are coming out. Which makes sense, right? Seth has beat the Beast before. Bart says, who won Raw Women's Championship, Lita or Becky retained? Becky retained that.
Becky retaining. Getting shit done.
Matthew says, I'd be happy with AJ. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad, but I actually like Bobby as a champion, so And he just got it back. And, you know, it was kind of held. And so it was just weird.
You got to be so proud. Mr. McMahon, you got to be so proud. Because he's going to WrestleMania.
Matthew's like, I never really saw Theory wrestle.
He does okay.
Bart says, same. Riddle's like, sure, let's take selfies, man. I'm going to beat you too.
Selfies.
Like, this kid. I
feel like his phone is like old as shit or something. It just doesn't look like a nice phone. You think he'd have a better phone if he's taking pictures?
Maybe he can't have better phones because they get broken or something. Who knows?
There comes Seth.
So, Austin didn't get in a pod, so maybe it's Seth and Austin started out?
Maybe.
And Brock's coming out last to get in a pod?
Yes.
That makes sense. Matthew says he has a Sammy Guevara's big brother thing going on. LOL. Does he? So, is that how we see Austin Theory?
I always see him as Finn Balor just blown up. So I get where you're coming from. I get where you're throwing down.
Yeah, so it looks like Austin is out. He's not in a pod. So they're doing the same thing with the men's as they did with the women's. Brock is coming out last, and he's going to be in a pod. This one doesn't have a set of who's coming out last, by the way. They didn't do any kind of, that I know of,
no
right?
gauntlet match, nothing.
Yeah.
Put Seth in a pod, let Brock start this out.
Throw Austin out.
The only
just
problem
up through the top and out.
Right. The only problem with that is that Brock would just beat him in the 2 minutes.
True.
And so you got to have Brock in a pod so there's at least 2-on-1 when Brock comes out.
Right.
Seth in his gold and white and black
Michael
pants.
Cole. Matthew's like, I never really got behind Balor. Roddy says Seth is so shameless, I like it. Well, he doesn't care. Right? Better than South Africa.
Here he comes.
Indicator says his phone is still better than Brock's flip phone. I kind of miss those things. The flipping part was a lot of fun to kill before texting and internet were added. LOL. And Matthew says, LMFAO, Seth is doing really good being so obnoxious.
He does a good job at it.
Fun to kill time. Yeah. Flipping your phone. Open and closed, open and closed, open and closed.
Here he comes. Brock Lesnar.
He's like, yay, it's me.
And he's going in a pod. Because those other two didn't go in a pod.
Right. Pod man. He's a pod. Yes, Vindicator. Totally understand that.
Oh, and I don't know why I keep thinking he's going to be the first one out. He could be the last one out of the pods. And then it's 5-on-1.
Yes. Best Gaming in the chat says, remember me, I am Best Gaming. Yeah.
Good deal.
Remember you coming in before. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're just watching the end of the Saudi Arabia Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We've been here before with Seth and Brock, right? In a chamber. I think he beat the Beast in a chamber.
He put an X on
it. Riddle. Like, this is nice. It's plexiglass right here.
That's a big dude. And he's beat the shit out of him before.
Matthew says Seth is what Russell Brand would be like as a wrestler because Seth is being kind of gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. He's just wearing his outfits, being himself.
Flamboyant.
Flamboyantness. And his wife took a page out of the book, and it's creepy weird. As Matthew says, this is going to be good. Is it going to be good starting out with Seth and
Austin
out there?
Austin Theory.
Here, I've got this in here with me.
Not Steve Austin.
No, it's a different one. Bart says, can we talk about how Vince ruined Drew McIntyre, like, completely?
You can talk about whatever you want.
Did he? I mean, he seemed to do pretty good out there.
Yeah, Drew won tonight.
He won. Almost decapitated Madcap. I think Madcap might have lost his brain cells.
Swinging a sword. All right, Austin Theory, Seth, ready to lock up. Austin Theory is not winning.
Let's play this weird game. And Matthew says, these two narcissists, why not? It's what everybody wants to see, I guess. Vindicator says, so no surprise matches after the Chamber to make up for that dumb non-match right before it. If they did that, would send off some shockwaves in the Moody wrestling community along with 15-year-olds, among the 15-year-olds. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It was weird. So either something happened, like Travis said, they ran out of time, or maybe something happened to one of the Viking Raiders or the Usos. Who knows?
They probably had a set time that they were going to do this.
Possibly. Best Gaming says, remember, I am Best Gaming. Well, it's right there in the name, so it's not hard to forget.
Not see it.
Matthew says this should be a fun way to start the match, and Bart's like, yes. Yes. And we've got him throwing him around already. Poor Seth.
That's it. Right there, one. Oh, like, Seth kicking him out.
Dude, what the hell? Not sure what that face was about, but it was about something.
Who knows? Seth getting picked up on Austin's shoulders. Seth wiggles his way out. Kicks him right in the face.
Right in the face.
And again. In the knee.
Ew.
Kicked him in the Osgood.
And then on
the side of the head.
It's always a good face plant. Matthew's like, damn, Theory is impressive.
Yeah, he does okay.
Sure, Matthew. It could be Brock Lesnar. Sure, it will be.
I have a feeling Brock's either going to end
next to last or last.
Yeah, with Bobby being up there with him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And if not, it'll be kind of weird, but whatever.
Riddle or Styles is coming out next.
That's what I'm guessing also. Vindicator says it's going to be weird not seeing you guys tomorrow night for Raw since pay-per-views are usually on Sundays.
Oh, I know.
It's going to be very odd, but I'll be okay with it. My Sunday night could be not.
It's going to be weird getting done today and having it tonight.
Yeah, having a whole rest of the day to do other stuff.
Bobby just got destroyed.
Oh, man. The plexiglass, fell in and got him.
And this is what we were talking about earlier when I said, yeah, because the men are going to destroy it, so they have to put the women's on first.
Right, because they're like, well, my body... Oh, they
9,
got 10 seconds.
8,
so
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a 3-minute one, by the way.
Matthew says, yeah, nice power bomb.
3 minutes for that. I would assume it's still supposed to be 2.
Riddle or AJ, Riddle or AJ.
Lesnar.
Riddle me this!
It's Riddle!
Riddle coming out and getting some Seth action. He's like, here's my dirty foot in your face. Gross. So gross.
Riddle and Theory could have pretty good little rivalry, I bet.
Yeah. Best Gaming says, who are you supporting in Roman and Goldberg? That one's already over, and Roman Reigns won that. So he retained, and it was pretty quick at the beginning of the show. They actually started the whole pay-per-view with it, by the way.
Yes.
Commander Martha's in the chat says 2
Commander.
years ago pay-per-views were and used to be on Sundays.
Yeah.
Bart says, in my head, I was like,
down.
It's got to be Riddle. Right, Riddle's got to be next. So next will be AJ Styles.
Then Brock and Bobby. Or Bobby and Brock.
Ramit is
Bobby's still hurt.
Oh, is he
He's
still
being
down?
looked at by doctors.
Ramit says, Rosie and Gab, you are a great couple with diamond heart personality. Enjoy every moment of life. Oh, well, thank you so much, Ramit. Appreciate that.
Look at a whole bunch.
All the officials are in there.
He's going to get replaced with Cody Rhodes.
But it can't be for a championship then. That's weird.
Maybe he loses his title without it being involved, and that's what sets up the main event. I'm just saying, Bobby gets replaced here and loses the title because he's not even there. And it sets up the match. That's how Brock wins. I'm just saying it couldn't happen.
Bam! Bobby gets squashed. Matthew says, is Bobby actually hurt or am I being worked? I
Yeah, it's a work. Bobby is leaving.
But they might be taking him out.
He's done. So here it is, guys. Bobby's done. If it was real, they would take him out by carrying him. I'm just letting you know.
Right. But Robbie's like, Bobby looking like mashed potato.
And those pods come apart in the back. They would just pop the back off and then put him on a stretcher if it was something major. So
right.
He's either going to come back to a huge pop when it's his turn, or they're replacing him with somebody. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Matthew's
Me too
like,
now,
LOL.
for
Cody,
sure.
Bart's like, LOL. Matthew's like, he's being carried out. Not really. But kind of. Roommate's like WrestleMania 38 champion versus champion. No.
AJ Styles.
Yes, AJ. How surprising would that be? Bobby's not even in his pod, so how could it be him? Sorry. Bart's like, Brock. And Vindicator says, I agree, Ramit. I appreciate the Gab community a lot, too.
Woo.
But I'm just too much of a cynical asshole, a.k.a. we, to express it in a real Missy kind of way, you know.
A real we.
Yeah, you're a real we.
Oh, AJ. Getting busy.
Robbie says Travis should.
Oh, he's got him in the torture rack.
He's better than what they have currently. Matthew says, yeah, it makes sense now, but accidents happen. Bart's like, ooh, never mind. And Vindicator's like, mussy. I meant to say, a real mushy, mussy kind of way. Got it.
Bobby loses the title.
Oh.
They're just pumping Brock up, by the way. So either Brock's going to win it 5-on-5, or they're going to replace and put somebody in there.
That just sucks for Bobby. Like, why do they have to do him dirty like this?
Twice? But it's...
Ugh. In the same place.
He lost Saudi Arabia.
You in Saudi Arabia. You can't be champion.
Who's Bobby Lashley? I want him dead. I want his family dead.
Dead.
Like, we can't kill him. But what we can do is take the title off of him.
They're like, he's like the cow in Borat. That's a cow. Robbie says AJ rolling tonight. Yes, he should. He's
AJ, like top guy.
He's a top guy, right? He's gonna be one of those Hall of Famer dudes.
First ballot.
He's a real good
Impact and WWE Hall of Famer right there.
He's what, very this
even kill
kind of dude for this kind of stuff. Matthew says, I don't know how I feel about Bobby being exited out. I mean, he could come back before time is up.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. He could still come back.
Vindicator says Brock is still a big deal in Saudi. He beat his UFC rival there, and that was Cain Velasquez's only match. LOL.
Right after signing a year contract, and then he got fired.
Contract, and then he was like,
shit, Austin Theory.
My knees are broken. And they're like, well, you should have told us that before you signed your contract. Dead to me. Dead.
Yeah, he had knee surgery.
Yeah.
Like, what the f... 2. So all men are still involved except for Bobby, who never actually even entered in the pod. He was in the pod, but he got injured in the pod.
Yes.
And carried out by medical staff.
He was pod injured. Those pods are very dangerous. Robbie says Brock looking to make Mans to Suplex City, to take Mans to Suplex City.
Oh, yeah, you could see him over there, too, pacing like a tiger.
He's so excited. He's all happy. He's like, yeah, bitches.
I would have wanted Bliss's cell so I could sit and swing myself, but whatever.
Doesn't have a tag team part Randy Orton there. I need some Randy action. Oh.
He pointed at Riddle. Riddle's going to get F5'd and pinned in like 10 seconds, by the way.
Well, here it's happening in 10 seconds. There you go. You said 10 seconds, the countdown started. I don't know what's happening.
He's saying, come get some. He's gets like, some.
Who's it going to be?
These guys had real beef one time.
They're like, let's have the pod not. Who's it?
It's Bobby's pod.
Bobby's pod? They're like.
So 4 more minutes. Bobby's just breaking it down. Bobby just broke out. Brock just broke out.
I'm out.
Poor Austin. Brock said, fuck it, it's my turn. He broke through the wall.
Wow. If that isn't something that shouldn't happen.
F5.
There you go. Oh,
breaking news. There's breaking news. They said they're going to get to it in a second. 2 and 3. Seth Rollins is out first. which is a surprise to me.
Lashley's in concussion protocol.
Lashley will not be back. It's over. It's over. This is over, by the way.
Okay, so Seth is gone. Riddle is gone.
This is kind of silly. I mean, they could have made it a little bit longer. He just, yeah.
He's able to drag his carcass out of the chamber.
They're still in there.
Roberto is lead of the women's. No.
No. The
Becky's
man
still
won.
Your champion.
2 belts or whatever she's called. Best belt. What is her new thing?
2 belts.
No, it's Becky.
2 Becky. 2
yeah.
belts. Big time belts.
Big time.
That's the man. That's all
the man is what I call her too.
I can't do with this new crap they do. It's stupid. Robbie's like Brock looking to take minutes to play. Matthew says Brock is a big deal because he is Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar is a big deal. Roberto says is Lita, or yes, Bart says
that's it. AJ's done.
A WWE champ that holds the belt for at least 2 months, or are they gonna keep changing hands?
So all that's left is Austin Theory.
Oh God.
It's also gonna be Brock. He can't, right? Like, it's not even feasible. I mean, this is
totally worth it. His running with
look
him.
at poor Theories. Look at his face. He's like, I'm all by myself.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
Let's team up.
He's like, no.
He's trying to get out.
He's like, no.
Can I just forfeit?
They're like, well, he's funny, so it works.
He locked
Brock's
it, too.
like, I want to make sure this is locked so you can't escape.
Oh, he's taking his gloves off.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bart's like, no. Matthew's okay, bro. Robbie's like, I know it's not funny, but I can't stop laughing on how Bobby fell after getting squashed by Theory, getting smashed.
Just go up to the roof and hold on for dear life.
Like a monkey.
Oh, boy.
A sloth. Get up there like a sloth. Matthew's like, hello, Brock is awesome. Roberta's like, oh, okay. And Matthew's like, that was a nice German duplex suplex.
Oh, shit. There's nowhere to run.
Oh.
Oh, God. That hurt.
He thought he was going to get away by going into his pod. That's hilarious.
Oh, my God. He's so physical. Poor Theory.
Like,
not only did he get attacked by the plastic, he got attacked by Brock.
He's like, okay, I can take it.
Brock's got a Band-Aid on his nose.
That's where he had that hurt, that weird ouchie that he had a while ago. Best Gaming says, I watched Roman versus Goldberg and it was shit as hell. Yeah, it wasn't very exciting, honey. Sorry.
Oh, low blow.
Smells blood.
Is that enough? Can he beat Brock with a low blow?
No. I'd like to see him try.
This match is turning into
imagine being locked in a cave with an angry Brock Lesnar.
Right? It's like a cave bear, right? There it is.
Blow.
Theory with the offense.
He's like, hey, I got
DDT.
it.
He can shock the world. Oh.
Luna's like right in the nutcracker, right? I think he just made him mad. Look
now
how happy he
he's
is.
like, no, I didn't mean to hit you there.
He's like, oh, give me the low blow.
He's like, how do I get out of here?
Can I get out? He's like, I don't want to be in here anymore. Like, go for it, buddy.
Go higher. Go higher. Keep going.
Where are you going to go, Theory? Is he getting out?
He is. No, look at Brock's speed. That's a 45-year-old man. Just climbed that like it was nothing. Like, oh, no, you can't do it from up there.
Matthew's like, nice front drop kick.
Okay. I thought he was going to throw him from up there. I was like, no. Brock's too careful.
Yeah, he is very careful with people. And even though Theory's a young kid, you still got to be careful with him.
We got to be careful of that glass because that will come out sometimes. We've seen it with Otis.
Not the top one.
Yeah, that's true. It was the bottom
one. It was the bottom one. Still was bad, but still.
Brock's looking down there. Is he going to F5 him from up there?
Oh, God. What everybody wants to see.
It is.
Oh, Jesus
Holy
Christ.
mother.
Poor Austin. You shouldn't do low blows on people that can beat your ass.
Oh, shit. Oh, down on the fucking hard ground, dude.
He's like, I'm not putting you in the actual ring. You're going off that part. Yeah, there's like, when did they start putting plexiglass on the corners?
You know, I don't know. It's been a while, though, because we saw Otis go through them, the last one. I'm trying to remember if they were there. They were there for Bailey and Sasha.
Yeah, but the girls never, like,
yeah, they don't break
that part, so they're fine. He's like, oh, God.
Is he just going to pin him, or... No. That's it.
Matthew's like, Austin is dead.
He just pinned him. It's over. Brock wins. Brock wins. He's the new champion of the world.
Champion of the world. He's like, I don't have your selfie, but I want to take the selfie pictures of you. Jesus Christ.
Did he fake a selfie?
Yeah. He put his hand up like this, and he's all like,
get me a camera.
Oh.
Well, it lasted the same exact amount of time as the female match. 15 minutes.
Right? Bart's like, rip Austin 397 to 2022. Oh, Matthew's like, Bobby lost.
Bobby wasn't there. He got injured.
Back with concussion issues. Robbie's like, Brock looking like the Terminator. Matthew's like, that was weak. Beth Gaming's like, I watched Roman versus Goldberg and it was shit as hell.
The thing I don't understand.
Making sure his nuts are still
yeah,
there.
He's trying to dangle him down. His hanging man.
Matthew's like, honestly, I wanted Bobby to at least contend. I know, right? It's just like, it's weird. So it is
champion versus champion
at WrestleMania.
So does Brock unify the belt?
I think that's dumb if they did. Tenth time, Matthew's like that. And Robbie says Bobby got squashed like mashed potato. Bobby didn't get anything. He literally got screwed out.
Somehow he got a concussion. That's sharp. That's probably what cut his balls. No, but anyways, Bobby got... They're not going to show the Bobby part, I don't think, because when the plexiglass broke, it was on the bottom. So it only hit him in the ankles.
Right.
Yet he got a concussion.
Yeah.
So
he
I don't know. He
supposedly got whacked against the other side enough that it was hard to do something with. Oh, jeez.
So do you think that sets up the Viking Raiders and the Usos at WrestleMania then? Since that didn't happen?
Maybe.
Or did they just end it on Friday and move forward and back to the Usos?
Know.
Look at that. Ugh.
He's like, I'm going to land on my feet. He like landed on his feet a little bit. It was kind of lame.
Right.
Luna's like, see you Monday. All right, Luna. Best Gaming's like, did you like Elimination Chamber?
I did. It was fine. It was pretty predictable, but I might have picked Bobby to win that last match.
Did.
But
we both did.
Because I couldn't figure out
I go against Brock.
I couldn't figure out a way that Bobby could lose. But WWE did.
They're like, we'll just take him completely out of it.
They took his fucking belt off of him without him being in the match.
Once again.
That's some fucked up shit. Like, on another level.
They're like, let's do the same thing to you that we did the last time when we put it on Big E. Just so.
Well, yeah, that one he at least lost.
You can be fucked over one more time. Anyways, God Flesh is like, I'm going down floor points. Congratulations to Brock. Matthew says that was just stupid with the Usos. Yeah, it was dumb, but I guess maybe they had to do it because people needed to see it or something. I don't know. Anyways, he was talking to the ref about something. I'm not sure what he was talking to the ref about, but hey,
look.
Here. Let's take selfies together, everybody. Yeah.
He's like
the belt. This is the Brock.
Oh, he's biting it that we needed.
This is the Brock that never happens.
Right.
Like this stuff.
Super uber baby face.
He would never go into the after winning, right? Like it is no matter where he was at. But so this is cool. I'm glad that he's doing
this. This is the Brock that's needed.
This is the Brock that everybody wants to see now because he's hilarious.
He's badass, he's funny, and he's not a wussy baby face.
Mm-hmm. But they supposedly have champion versus champion happening, so
I can guarantee that's the end of night 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Matthew's like, Brock being one with the people is just odd. But it's what you want to see. Like, people really like it.
Wow. That just happened.
So weird. Applejack Styles, my whole body. Poor AJ. All right. Well, that's the end of that crap.
Well,
it's just weird. The whole thing was just weird.
I don't like how they did Bobby. I don't like
how they did Bobby. I think it's weird with the Uso stuff why they did what they did there. I mean, it's the overall thing was just kind of weird, like to me.
Yeah.
Best Gaming says Roman match was the most disappointing match in his title reign. Well, it was against Goldberg, and they had to do something, like Goldberg had to lose. I think it made him lose in a really weird way. I think they could have done something better with that, but they didn't. It is what it is.
It was strange.
Matthew says, yeah, Brock is rad, but that was just meh. I know. It was very...
I mean, to beat Seth like that, I feel like Seth should have been a lot harder to beat, and that should have been the end.
Before he was known as the Beast Killer, and he's gone up against him. Why didn't he have a more? But they're like, well, we'll throw this young kid out.
Well, it was like they rushed that last match. They're like, oh shit. And those matches, because they're talking, by the way, I took track of every one of the matches. The longest match was that one by 15 seconds. And it was 15 minutes. The women's was 15 minutes. I thought they'd be an hour each.
I thought so.
That's how far off I was on that.
That's really weird.
The next longest match was 12 minutes, and that was Becky Lita. The Raiders match never even happened, and then the other two were 9 minutes.
So the Elimination Chamber ones were only 15?
15.
And 15 seconds.
Right. And then Becky's was 12, and then the other two, which was Drew and Sonya Deville, those were 9 minutes each. And then so Goldberg Roman was 5.
Yeah, I mean that one I.
And then I didn't do the Rey Mysterio one.
I didn't expect that one would be very long, the Roman and Goldberg one, but I expected it to be a little bit better than it was. I mean, I know that Goldberg is old and he's got some problems and stuff, but I just thought it was really just weird how they did it. Like it was just kind of odd and awkward, very awkward, like dynamic happened.
For really.
Rice says, I agree. Yeah, it was what people want to see, but it's not what I wanted to see. And Gothlesia says, see you on Monday. Samit says, hi again. Austin got screwed very hard. Laughing.
Yeah.
Matthew says, Bobby losing like that was stupid. I mean, it offends me. It offends an angle, but it's an unnecessary stretch of this angle.
You know what I don't like about it? Unless they can figure it out, because they still can break that main event up. Right? That men's and not have it a title for title match. That can still be broken up.
True.
Because Bobby needs that rematch, right? Because he didn't lose it. So, and we don't want to see that at SummerSlam or one of those other ones. We want to see it at Mania.
Right.
But they're not giving us that for whatever reason. They put it at the Royal Rumble or whatever, and we didn't really get to see it there either.
Right.
With a fair ending. Roman interfered.
And
then Brock lost.
Yeah.
We want to see that match. So give it to us. Now it's a perfect way to angle into that without making it a triple threat or anything.
True.
And then on the Roman side, if they're going to sign Cody, it'd be Roman.
Yeah.
And that would be perfect. End of night 1, end of night 2.
And, just because they have a WrestleMania match of a champion versus champion doesn't mean they have to unify a title. Well, they have champion versus champion all the time. That doesn't mean it has to be unified.
Right. But it would be a title match. And so whoever wins it would be both.
But why? Why does it have to be? It doesn't have to be.
I mean, they could say, well, only one title's on the line.
They don't have to have any titles on the line. Just a champion versus champion. What difference does it make?
Right. Yeah, that's...
The title doesn't have to be on the line for it to happen.
And they do that at Survivor Series or whatever. They're not going to do it at Mania, though.
They could.
The showcase of the Immortals.
They could, though. But that doesn't mean that they're losing titles, I guess, is how I'm looking at it. Well... Let's see. Robbie says, Seth has a kid now. He don't want to get injured fighting Brock. Too tough.
I feel like Seth needs a big, huge push.
Matthew says Becky and Lita. Matthew's like, I give out a 2.24 out of 5 rating. Robbie's like, the best match, Specs versus Lita. Samit says, just one disappointment, the way they showed Goldberg lose. Goldberg didn't deserve that.
Well, he grabbed the ropes. It's the referee's fault. I'm going to go, Goldberg did nothing wrong. Roman did nothing wrong. The referee, it's all on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was holding the... It's different. Like, the first 2 times they went in the corner, he should have broke anyways, because you break in corners.
Right.
We've seen that for the ages. But on the third one, he grabbed the freaking rope.
With both hands. He grabbed it with this hand, and then he grabbed it with this hand.
I didn't see the right.
He grabbed one, and then he grabbed on the other side. So, I don't understand why they did that. Bart says, I'd be fine with him losing the match, but, come on. As Bart says, by the way, who won the women's tag match? That was Ronda and Naomi. Ronda pinned Sonya. Ravi says, submitted her, sorry. whatever, same thing in that world anymore. Robbie's like, I'm glad Bill, like, Goldberg lost. And Best Gaming says, I think fighting Roman was not Goldberg, it was Gilberg. Okay, so Robbie, it's not about the fact that Goldberg lost. It's fine that he lost. It's how he lost it people are going to be upset about. It's fine that he lost and didn't get a championship out of it. It's the fact of how he lost is weird. Vindicator's like 4 out of 10 for this pay-per-view, but see you guys on Monday to nitpick it some more. Have a productive afternoon and evening. Adios. Bye then. Absolutely. Have a great rest of your day. Robbie says, Vin, you're being generous. LOL, 2 out of 10 for me. Bart says, for this pay-per-view, I give a 3 out of 10 only because the Lita versus Becky match, that was the best match. Nemo 40s in the chat saying Goldberg deserve it. He is old and should let go.
I think he's done.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? He deserved to lose, but just not like that. It was very, like, disrespectful almost in a way. Robbie's like, yeah, I'm glad the way he lost it. Nemo says Roman is king. And Rowley says, well, 5 out of 10. Alexa looked great. Madcap injury. Al. Brock looking great. JBL. Caitlyn just inducted into Hall of Fame. Did you see Travis delete
that? I have not. That's cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks for the info. But no,
Caitlyn,
we didn't
that's
see
an
that one.
interesting one. I did not see that one ever coming. So.
Nemo 4 is like, I'm not lying, am I? That Roman is king? I don't know. I don't feel you're lying about it.
Roman is your tribal chief.
I don't particularly care for Roman, but I'm glad that all of you think he's fantastic.
He's the best thing on TV on SmackDown. But now, are we going to see them both on SmackDown every week? Are they both going to be on Raw and SmackDown?
I don't know how they're going to play that crap out.
Both champions from each brand.
It's going to be weird. Like, it's going to be so weird. That's why I don't get why. And it's so weird because it's like, I need to be in that match. I mean, he forced himself into that match to begin with. Like, and it's just weird to me. Robbie says, not a fan of Bill. It like Goldberg, so why would I care about how he lost?
Well, it's just the way he lost.
It's not about liking or not liking him. I don't give a flying rat's patootie. I'm just saying that a lot of Goldberg fans who like him a lot out there, which are a lot of people, are not going to be happy with how it went about. Not that he lost, but how he lost is the problem. And I personally think it was kind of shitty. I mean, I'm not a fan, but I'm like, what the fuck? This is fucking lame. Nemo says everyone wants Brock versus Roman. Nemo like WWE Champion versus Universal Champion. Well, it's supposedly happening at WrestleMania for you guys.
Right,
so
me too.
You guys will get it 6 weeks from now. Nobody has any issues in that time. Issues pending. Samit says, why does WWE bring legends like Goldberg, John Cena just to lose? They're just destroying their legacy by making them lose against people who can't even stand in front of their prime form.
Yeah, you're right.
True. Bart says true. I mean, that's what it is, right? It comes down to the fact that a lot of people really, really, really like Goldberg, and it's about that, how they did it, not so much that he lost, because he talked about it, right? I mean, if you watch his interviews and stuff, this is his last one. If he loses, he's done. Blah, 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 so on and so forth, and blah blah blah, and you can tell he's getting up there where it probably is a lot harder on his body. I mean, who knows what he did to himself in his youth when he was with wrestling. But coming back and doing the stuff that he's doing now, where he's older, because to me, he looked way older than he even did with his wrestling that he had with Bobby, which was only about 8 months ago, guys. He looks way older. Like 6 months ago, whatever. 6 to 8 months ago. He looks older. Like, just like he completely aged in that time to a point where it's like, this looks bad. He looks sad. Very sad. Anyways, Robbie says, I do understand, but I'm not bothered, if you know what I mean. Totally. You're not a fan. Like I said, if you're not a fan, you don't care. Bart's like, I do like Goldberg a lot, but like, come on, he's too old for WWE. We need new superstars. Right. And that's what he said. If he was beat, he would retire. It's just how he was beat. It's weird. Nemo says Kumar because they have no business being back. Right. Robbie says, I think it's for them to put over younger new talent. ICU Gaming says Beast is love and fearless and wrecking machine. Robbie says Stone Cold looks younger than Goldberg. Matthew says Goldberg did fine in that match. I'm not a big fan of his, but the ending was weak. There. That's what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with how he did throughout the match. It was the ending was just like, what the fuck? I mean, you're kind of questioning it, going, what the hell did you guys do here? Bart says, yeah, he looks like he's 30 facts. That Stone Cold looks younger than Goldberg.
Stone Cold getting in shape, getting ready for his WrestleMania debut. After how many years?
His old ass coming back.
Another 15 years or something.
Right? Matthew's like, Goldberg was a gimmick for Saudi Arabia. And Nemo says they should bring back The Fiend.
That's not happening.
I think
they're just putting him in the Hall of Fame. Although they're going to be chanting, watch. One more match. One more match. You'll hear it the whole time he's getting elected into the Hall of Fame.
You're talking about The Undertaker, and he's talking about the Fiend.
Never mind.
ICU Gaming says this all is a business. Oh yeah, of course it is, right? It is about business and what people think they want to see or what they think should happen. And these guys are getting old, right? We can't just sit there and be like, no, well, Goldberg is still in his prime. He's 55 years old, guys. That's old in entertainment sports. That's old in sports. I'm not talking about being old as a human. I'm talking about old in sports.
It's unprecedented.
Sports take their toll on people's bodies, and especially with these guys being thrown around, jumping off things, running through tables, breaking stuff. I mean, that's hard.
It's not like you can't do it once, you just can't recover and do it again.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and who wants that to be their future? You know, they're 55 years old, they want to do other things. This isn't
kids.
This isn't something where he sits back and goes, yeah, I don't want to be around for my teenage son who just, is graduating high school. Bart says, I personally don't see WWE hiring Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. I don't see them really doing it either, but they don't really burn bridges. WWE doesn't, but the wrestlers do.
Right. And Vince will still bring them back, but
yeah.
He don't care. It's about money.
Yeah. Matthew says, I just can't believe Bobby got stooged. And Bart says, same. Bart says, I think that Bobby will get a rematch after WrestleMania. Something's got to happen, right? It's just so weird. He's gotten it twice now. Twice. They fucked him. With Big E, they fucked him. So we could have his fight with Goldberg. Got fucked there. Came back, won them, won it. We're like, hey, he's champion again.
Finally, all's right.
And then he got screwed again. It's like, what the fuck, WWE?
He wasn't even in this match.
Like, right? Like, he didn't even get a chance. Samit says, now let's hope Brock break Roman's streak at WrestleMania and end this tribal chief gimmick. It's too much now.
Well, I would assume that's when it's going to end. Because they can't keep it going another year. He's not going to be a champion for 700 days or something. That would just be weird.
It would. Matthew says, plus the extra strain of extreme exercises is tough to stay in peak shape. That's why people cheat. ICU Gaming says WrestleMania or Brock Lesnar versus Roman versus Reign. Everybody wants that. Let's wait 42 days, right? He's got the heat. It's getting hot up in here with that. Bart says, especially with the I smashed him. Nemo says, when Brock wins the WWE title, he won't let go of it again. Bart says, yeah, only reason he lost is Roman. I mean, right? Like, it's just like, what? Yeah, they did Bobby dirty. Every time he becomes a champion, they do him dirty. It's so weird to me. And he's a good champion. There's nothing wrong with Bobby being a champion. I like him as a champion. It's
the weirdest thing. It's almost like, hey, we're taking you for granted because we have you under contract. Mm-hmm. So you're going to drop the belt here, you're going to win it here, you're going to drop it here. And then
you might win it back here, but we're not sure what we want to do yet.
So we're going to give it to you.
But we'll give you another chance. Don't worry. We'll make sure you're a champion again. And it's like, what the fuck?
But Brock Lesnar's more important. So we've got to
he gives more pop. So, and I get it. Like, Brock is a very popular guy. I like him. I don't have any problems with him. And he's huge in Saudi. Like, I mean, he gets the biggest pops when he's in Saudi Arabia. I mean, or, a lot of the people that are able to.
The biggest pop anywhere he goes.
Mm-hmm. Right, because people know him because of things he's done or how he does his wrestling and stuff. ICU says, by the way, keep shining and growing. Thanks very much, ICU Gaming. We appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I mean, I would have to say that I was not impressed by this particular Saudi Arabia show. I think it was kind of fell on its face.
Right.
I mean, in all reality, it kind of just tripped and then fell. It's like, what the Who dropped the ball? I mean, it was like they just chucked it together as fast as possible and said, well, that's not going to fucking work.
And then with the women's chamber match, with Bianca winning, that's just setting up a match that we've seen twice already.
Mm-hmm.
There was really nothing new, though, because Becky has taken out Doudrop. She's never wrestled Ripley, so I thought that would be the way to go.
Yeah,
with that.
That's what I thought, too.
Or Bliss. I mean, they've wrestled in the past, and Bliss beat her.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to go with the Goddess, but the Goddess doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're going to do something with Bliss and Rhea or something. I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, they've got to stop this whole Rhea and Nikki ASH shit. That's got to... Hopefully this is an end to that garbage, too. I mean, just to a point where you're just like, my God, I get it. You guys only have so many people, but do something new with those people. Right. Like, you don't have to keep putting the same people together over and over and over again until you're like, I want to, like, throw up because I've seen it so many times. Right. Somebody says Bobby Who, laughing. Bobby Who got screwed at Chamber, laughing, right? Bart's like LMAO. And Matthew says, the only thing I can see is that Bobby will come out Monday saying he didn't lose and that Brock didn't beat him for the title. And that's bullshit up to a cage match at Mania. That'd be cool.
Well, that'd be perfect.
Builds up.
That's what I want. The only problem is that Brock's already got an appointment.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
He has an appointment at WrestleMania. It's called Roman. They advertised it. It's there. It's happening. It's champion versus champion. They're doing it, supposedly.
That's why I want him to split that and do what you just said. Put Brock and Bobby in a cage or whatever. They don't have to be a cage, but whatever. Right. Match. And then if they're going to bring in Cody or somebody else to wrestle Roman.
Reigns. Yeah. Matthew says, LOL. Kamara and Nemo says Roman should not interfere in this match, and I don't know why I'm bothered because he can't. Bart says that Brock is facing Roman at Mania, though. Exactly, right, Bart? I mean, like what Matthew's saying, that'd be cool. But, you know, this is happening. They're advertising it. It's what it is. It's there. So, yeah. I don't know. It's very strange to me.
Make sure you guys, if you guys are watching, comment.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Say what you want to say. You know, whether it's just say a Brock or get your names shouted out. I will try to say them correctly. Matthew says, oh, fuck, that's right. They will. Will they?
If they end up doing it a three-way, I just don't see how it'll work. Well, that's right. That's fine.
Bart says AJ should get a push. ICU Gaming says, let's watch Uncharted.
Hey, didn't that come out yesterday?
Something like that. I think that did come out this weekend. I think it was premiere came out this weekend.
Too. I think it was Dog.
Oh, yeah, that one did premiere this weekend also.
I watch that one.
Pretty sure. Yeah. All that fun stuff out there for you.
With Tanning Tatum or whatever his name is.
Right?
Channing Tatum.
Something like that.
I know it's one of those two ways to say it. So the Viking Raiders match did not happen, which is just weird. They had to have run out of time on that one.
Right.
And the only way I can think of them is they still want a TV time or something for the Usos. Because the Vikings they don't care about.
No,
And so the Usos attack them before they get into the ring.
Right.
Kick everybody's ish. And then they move on from there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, something like that, I guess. I don't know. That was another thing that happened, right? That was really weird. I don't know. Let's see. Bar says AJ should get a push. I see who says let's watch Uncharted. And Nemo says when is Orton getting his next title match? I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, when's that going to happen again? Like, are they going to push him to be,
I honestly thought it was going to come
champion?
really soon. I thought Riddle had a chance to win this.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would have been at Mania.
Yeah. Matthew says, I think Orton is taking a step to the side for a while to help build up other talent. Yeah. I mean, he could be also that, too. ICU says, make you smile. That is easy. Supercar Simulator Games. Who won the Elimination Chamber match? Brock Lesnar did, my friend.
Now, Bobby Lashley didn't lose, though.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley got injured in the pod because the plexiglass fell on him, giving him a concussion.
Theory was bombed through it.
Yeah, and then so Bobby was taken away by medical staff, so it was a 5-on-5 Elimination Chamber match.
But for the WWE Championship.
Right. So Bobby
Brock
did not lose the title. He wasn't even involved in the title being lost.
Yes, exactly.
And Brock won.
Yep. Let's see. Matthew says, if you think about it, Randy is the only guy on the roster to be off the Attitude Era. He's been there since he was 18 years old.
Yeah, he's been there for
and I feel like he should be the one that breaks Ric Flair's record of how many championships are held.
Brock's coming up on that now.
That's his 10. Mm-hmm. Jacob says, did they have the tag match? They did not. They had them both come out and didn't have a match.
The Usos were coming down all badass, and the Usos attacked them, and then the Vikings couldn't continue.
Yeah. So he meant the Vikings came down all badass. They came out first, and then all of a sudden the Usos just attacked them out of nowhere, and then that was the end of it. That was it. Then they moved on. Matthew says, well, he was close to that time. Yes. And Nemo says he deserves to break the record. ICU says, what do you think? Will Dean Ambrose come back? No.
Not today.
Not today. I don't know.
They fired his wife and him, so I don't see it, but he could still use it as a negotiation ploy with AEW. If True. AEW doesn't want to back the truck up, because he's their highest paid wrestler.
True.
If they're not going to pay him $3 million a year in his next contract, we'll see.
Yeah.
Vince might.
Right. I mean,
bring back the Shield type storylines with Roman and, and Seth.
I mean, they could pull something like that. Supercar says, yes, I knew it. Spoiler alert, Roman versus Brock. Roman Reigns is going to win those 2 titles, fair or unfair.
Roman, huh? I feel like it's going to be Brock's time. Roman already beat Brock.
Yeah. Jacob says, what is going on right now? Nothing. The pay-per-view is over, by the way. That Elimination Chamber was the end. They signed off. They were done. Moving on to other things. Matthew says the event wasn't too bad. If all well goes well, Mania will be of 3 chain. Is it 2 days? Yes. WrestleMania is a 2-day event again this year, April 2nd and 3rd, yes. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, we're 42 days away, I think, from the Saturday and 43 days away from the Sunday right now. But.
Yeah, Ravi says, Raw, will it be a banger? Maybe. Who
boy.
knows what's going to happen there? Film is in the chat saying, hello, Wrestling Guy. Big hug, big hearts.
We'll appreciate it.
Thanks, Film. And Matthew says, off the chain. Nemo says, a lot of people says that Brock is better at UFC, but WWE needs him. I think it's better and easier on Brock's body that he's with WWE. Yeah. He can stay with WWE a lot longer than he'll ever be in UFC, and pretty sure he's kind of done with UFC. This last time, I think he kind of just said, I'm done.
I mean, he might be the guy that could beat Francis Ngannou because of the wrestling.
Oh, yeah, that's a possibility. And Nagano's the one that wanted that thing, and the guy said, yeah, no, if you're not going to just wrestle people or have matches, then...
Right, and you saw that, right? That gain or whatever in his last one took him down, but he couldn't do anything.
Right.
Brock would devastate him on the ground.
True.
But Brock would have to get him to the ground. But what's Brock going to do? He's going to take him to the ground.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a very good match, and Brock could make $40 million from that fight.
Mm-hmm. Film's like, can't wait for my birthday this Sunday. So excited. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Happy early birthday, my friend. Supercar says, I think Roman Reigns will win. Can you tag me at WrestleMania live stream? ICU says, now Goldberg will rest lifetime with his son, right? And Ravi says, oh, the 3-hour joy. Matthew says, it's so weird having an event this early, LOL. And Film says, hey, by the way, did you get my question from Friday Night SmackDown live stream? Probably not. Nemo says, exactly, you're wise. Yeah, their whole Brock information and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, I don't know.
What was your favorite match?
I really didn't have a favorite match.
I didn't hate the women's chamber match.
Right.
But it wasn't my favorite. That I'm aware of. I'm looking through them right now.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of how Charlotte acted in that match with
Sonya Deville and Rousey and stuff. Yeah.
Where she just kind of cowardly walked away.
Yeah.
She didn't want to help Sonya.
Mm-hmm.
Against a one-armed woman.
Right.
And then Drew and Madcap, that was just kind of brutal. I feel like there's a lot of matches that I could just complain about. I'm trying to find some silver lining about some of them.
I guess, like everybody else said, the Becky Lita one wasn't too bad, I guess, for a women's match with the championship on the line.
And it was a 12-minute match, so there was plenty of time. There was a lot of moves,
right,
back and forth, and then with Becky getting the W, which we knew. There's no way Lita can headline WrestleMania against Bianca. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Supercar wants to know who won the women's chamber. It was Bianca Belair. She won it. As unfortunately an obvious choice for that one. Again, just I look at all the matches as this. Like, there was no peaks, there were no really lows. It was just kind of all You expected it to be what it was.
Right, and the men's chamber match could have taken off like a jet plane, except for how Bobby
was. Yeah,
and I'm like, ooh, they're they can add Cody, now they got some room to do some stuff.
And then they
just made it 5-on-5 instead, and I was like.
Film says the question was, could Saudi Arabia one day in the future let women show their skin someday? That was the question from Friday Night SmackDown.
No.
Someday in the future, sure. The future, we don't know what's going to happen. They didn't have to wear t-shirts this time, which is something they've always had to do. So that was kind of fun. They got to wear their own whatever outfits that they made for that. So I thought that was a very progressive type action. Daz Reynolds in the chat. Hey, Daz says, hi guys. Do you think Seth should face Brock next?
Well, after Mania. Is that what you're talking about? Or just Monday?
Right.
Because on Monday, yes. Why not? That'd be great. After Mania, I feel like Bobby needs that match. We still want that match.
The Brock versus Bobby match.
We have to get it.
Yeah.
A fair one that has an ending.
Yep. Nemo says Ronda got her ass kicked at UFC and ran back to WWE. I don't know if she ran back or she ran to it. Matthew says, I did like the female chamber match, but nothing really stole the show. Daz message retracted. Film says, congrats to Bianca. She kind of does deserve to go one-on-one with Becky Lynch at WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely. Get her big match back. They did it at SmackDown. They had their match back. And so, but it's a year later. Different channel, different show. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Matthew says Becky and Lita was just a cool moment because Lita helped pave the way for the females division. So for the diplomacy, they were historic. Film says, can't wait to see more women's armpits on Monday Night Raw. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about those.
They can start showing off their boobies too.
Back
Back in America.
Flesh
is money.
Flesh is money. Yes, all that great stuff out there. Hey, if you're just hanging out in the background of the chat, make sure you're subscribing. Hit us up. Give us a thumbs up. Chat. Tell us some stuff.
Write it in Arabic.
Yeah, something. Supercar says, I thought Bliss made a lot of sense. Like, I thought the new Bliss gimmick would put her in the title picture, like that strong, evil Bliss blended with the Fiend.
I was hoping she would come back as the goddess, and then she would be dominant. But instead, she came back as the funny girl before she even went evil. Remember how she was kind of nice?
Uh-huh.
She's that one again.
Yeah.
She's not even the evil one.
Right. Film says, so what did Bliss's character look like? Her gimmick, new gimmick?
Exactly the same as it was when she left.
Yeah, nothing too different.
She wore a little dress, the pink one with the black and the dolls on it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what's on it.
Something like that. Nemo says, I thought Brock would make carnage, but not as messy as I wanted. Yeah, he only beat up Austin Theory quite a bit more than anybody else.
Everybody got F5'd once. I figured like Seth should have kicked out.
Yeah.
Or something.
Considering. Matthew says Mania female wrestler outfits are always yum.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Right? As long as it's in the States. And Matthew says, yeah, baby doll gimmick just made the last few weeks of therapy foolish. Right? And Sumit says Brock running behind Austin looked like a butcher was running behind a lamb to chop. He wanted to make sure that, he was done for. Film gave a thumbs up. And that's about it.
Well, I'm hoping that Madcap's not broken.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
He landed right on top of his head, and in they kept showing the replays. It's like, don't show the replays. That makes it look worse. But from the front, or I guess it'd be the back. But
yeah, it was kind of from the side, like this angle, like showing the front of his face.
You could see his chin just kind of.
Yeah, it was pretty
not
yucky.
Like to his chest, but like
in compact. Yeah. Nemo says Austin Theory will be champion, just not now. Depends on how the road they take him down, right? I mean...
I don't know why he wouldn't be at some point during this run.
He just has to be, what do you call it? He has to be aware of surprises, be ready for surprises.
Yeah. Always be on his toes.
Matthew's like, Theory is cool and fairly clean as a wrestler. Film says, poor Austin Theory. Supercar says, what would you rate this Elimination Chamber on a scale of 1 to 10?
So... I feel like for me to do that, because we call the matches and we watch them, that I have to be interested in the whole thing. It always makes me have like a different perspective than if I was just paying money and watching it. Does that make sense? Like,
mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to be here making it more exciting for everybody else, I guess you could say.
Right.
So I have to make it more exciting. So for me, it's, 7.5, 8. But I can see why people don't like it. And what I was realized when I was seeing people's ratings earlier, like Vin's and
mm-hmm.
Matthews.
Yeah.
I was like, that's funny because on mine, it's like, it's so much higher. But I could see why they're that way. But it's like, the more predictable it is, the lower people rate it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like, well, no shit. Brock's going to beat Austin Theory.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's dumb. And so I feel like, since I got most of the matches right, that it was just predictable. And I didn't like the predictability. I want every one that I ever guess to be wrong.
Right.
Because that makes me upset. And then that makes it better show.
Right. So what would you rate it then on a scale of 1 to 10?
I already answered that.
Did you give a number?
I said 7.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the number. I just heard the talking about
I said 7.
How you would rate it.
But I could see why everybody else gave it a 5 or a 4.
Most people gave it a 2 or a 3. But
okay, well, whatever.
Film says Theory got destroyed out there. Nemo says he's as annoying as Orton but now look at Orton. He's a legend. Yeah, I mean, that's how it works, right? You're there, you're a young whippersnapper, I guess, and you're annoying as fuck and everybody doesn't like you, and there you go. Film says, did Cody Rhodes make an appearance or no? No appearances. None whatsoever. That's not going to happen in Saudi Arabia. I mean, they can have talks and rumors, but it'd be weird. Supercar gives the LOLs to that and everything. I gave Elimination Chamber at this point a 2.
Dos.
It wasn't very exciting for me. That's my rating.
What would have made it better?
What would have made it better?
I mean, the talent they have on their roster, so what would have made it better?
They could have done a lot more with the talent they used. It could have been way more exciting. It was just very blah to me. Like I said, it was all this. There was no this, there was no lows, there were no peaks. It was just this. And when they're like this, it's very bland. Just blah to me. Like I don't care if it's, like I said, if it's lows where you get angry about it or highs where you get really excited about it, but there just really wasn't any of that stuff. It was just very like even with the Bobby thing, expected. Like it was like, oh, that's totally expected. Like there was no, oh, that's surprising, why would they do that? It was like, oh, yeah, normal.
So this is my problem with the WWE. Is I've got the times for each match. I wrote them down right here. It's right around 65 minutes.
Yeah. Of
time of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 3-hour show.
Mm-hmm.
So that means there was 2 hours-ish. Well, let's be generous. There was an hour and a half of not wrestling. Why?
Right.
Stretch those matches out. So obviously the Goldberg-Roman one, let's say we stretch it to 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Now let's stretch the women's chamber match to 40.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stretch the men's to 40 or 50 or an hour.
Right.
Let's make it a 4-hour event or even a 3-hour event because I still think you can fit all these in.
Mm-hmm.
The Madcap Drew match, 10 minutes is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's on there. I don't know why it's on there. Viking Raiders Uso, 10 minutes would have been fine. Lita Becky, she's older, 12 minutes is fine there. Ronda Sonya, I don't think it should have been on the card.
No, it was something that should have been taken off.
So I wouldn't even have had that one. I don't even know. Maybe they just wanted some extra people there, and then maybe just added a couple matches that they could have done with maybe add a Ricochet or a Los Lotharios or something like that.
Why? Yeah, why didn't we see Mansoor or something?
Yeah, or Mansoor or something, and then make that a 7-8 minute match. Put him against Ali. Like I know they're not using Ali, and Ali's not going to wrestle again for 2.5 years. He's put it on his Twitter, but maybe he would do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But anyways, that's my problem. Let's stretch these matches out.
Mm-hmm.
AEW does it. That's what I like about AEW. There's stuff I don't like about AEW that WWE does great. But the actual matches, from bell to bell, there's no story.
Right.
I want a story. Tell me the story of what's happening throughout your match and lengthen it. Yeah. I don't want 30-minute time limit draws. That's not what
that's not what
I'm asking for.
No.
I'm just asking for a 15 to 20 minute match.
Right.
Like, oh, and in the chambers there's 6 guys in there, 6 women in there.
Yeah. Let's see. Robbie says not the best matches. Film says I hope Bliss wrestle on Monday Night Raw. I want to see her armpits. Matthew says what would have been better is adding a tag team match. Nemo says can you tag me in a WrestleMania live stream? Film says I love my armpit goddess. And Robbie says this is why they are losing viewers. Film says so. Anyways, Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship. Yes, he did. Supercar was talking to Film about having the same crush. I think you guys are talking about Bliss. Yeah, you guys both like her. Matthew says, yeah, the chamber matches were too short. Film says, so they're going to put both titles on the line. In my defense, I just hope they don't combine the championships together, in my honest opinion. Film wanted to know that. Supercar says, I heard that Riddle was the one who was supposed to break Roman Reigns' streak. Wouldn't that be an amazing match if done right?
If they pulled that off, but it would take a while. You're talking maybe next summer or something. To get it, because I mean, you'd have to break up the RK Bros, you'd have to move Riddle over there. And so you're talking either through draft or trades, and then building Riddle up as a star on his own. But I mean, any wrestler could take anybody at some point.
Yeah. Let's see. Ravi says now the jobbers don't matter to WWE, and Nemo's like, guys, I'm right behind you. Are you right behind us? Phil says, oh, I see over Sean Bliss as well. Yeah. Hey, no hard feelings or anything, but I like Bliss more. Okay, everybody can like Bliss the mostest.
Yeah,
you know?
she's the cutest.
Whatever you guys want. Nobody likes her more than what you feel you like her. So
as long as you're not going to her house thinking that she's married to you or something, you're fine.
Yes, exactly. As Ravi says, nah, the jobbers don't matter to WWE, but in a way they do matter, right? Because if they didn't have them, they couldn't have these weird things that they do. Film says, what's next for Liv Morgan? I'm sure she'll be on TV again.
I hope that it's Rhea Ripley. I want to see that.
Yeah.
They keep hinting kind of like close to it.
Right.
I want to see an actual long, drawn-out feud with them.
Right. Matthew says Riddle is good, but not a champ yet. And Nemo says true Robbie about the jobbers comment.
By the way, Asuka could be back at the end of the month. That adds a little bit of something here.
Yes. And at some point, Bayley's going to be coming back. I mean, Bayley is going to be coming back. Lacey Evans at some point is coming back. It's not like she's not working towards that. She's still part of WWE and everything like that. We do have 3 wrestlers that are good that we can put into the females' top places that are good at what they do. And it's just a matter of when we'll see them again. Right. And that's coming up, more quickly than we think.
It's nuts to think that those 3 women, because they are top tier, what they would do to either brand or both brands if they did right.
Yeah.
Because SmackDown has shit.
Yes.
They've got nobody. I mean, if you consider Sonya a top girl, I don't. She's never shown us that.
True.
It's Charlotte and Ronda. That's it. So you put, Lacey Evans over there and Asuka. Boom. Now it's better than Raw's, or close to it.
Yep.
You put Bayley. Oh, sorry, Sasha's over there. I keep forgetting Sasha's.
Well, she's there and then she's not. Like, we haven't seen her for a while again.
She always makes her return.
Yeah.
She don't like to stay around, but she likes to make her returns.
Exactly.
Which is fine. Main event stuff. I like it. It makes for big pops.
Mm-hmm.
But or on Raw. Raw's good, but they got Bianca and Rhea and then Becky and Doudrop. I feel like those are top girls. I feel like Doudrop's moving up in that group.
Right.
Because she's physical enough to be in that group.
True. Very true. Phil says, no, I don't imagine myself marrying Bliss. I just like her because she's hot. Right. Matthew says WWE has jobbers at their disposal called NXT, which is what they're doing now, right? And they're not really jobbers. They're trying to make future champions in NXT.
Like that
now.
Stratton, she's
not jobbers anymore. Future champions. Robbie says, oh, yes, they don't. Otherwise, they would be used in the pay-per-view. So they do have jobbers in the pay-per-view every once in a while, but when you have a small roster, and you're doing big things like going over to other countries, you really don't usually utilize your jobbers in that sense. But they utilize jobbers all the time in pay-per-views in the States. You see it in the pre-shows. You see the 24/7 shit in the pre-shows. I mean, come on. That stuff happens. Jobbers all over the place. Film says, I'm ready for Karen Bayley to be back on TV. And Nemo says, Brock versus Roman versus Orton. What a match.
Io Shirai could be moving to the main roster at some point too, guys.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be top of the line.
Supercar says Riddle is great, but WWE often push new wrestlers too early. I guess that's why they're holding Riddle back a little bit, because remember, Riddle took the title away from Bobby Lashley last time. Yeah, the time before, yeah. I mean, it was weird that he came up and immediately was a champion, but that's how it goes, right? Film says, I love my pick, Karen. And Matthew says, the female roster in WWE is almost, if not already, stronger than the male roster. And Film says, say Matt Riddle isn't injured, right? Is he good? No, Riddle wasn't injured that I know of. He was just fine in the match he just had. He seemed to be okay.
Yeah, Riddle's fine.
So he's nothing seemed to happen to him or anything like that. But I need
Vince
to go. No.
Vince McMahon, knowing him, if he calls it the Shirai, it's going to be to wrestle Asuka or something. That's just how he works.
Right.
He's that style of a wrestler.
Right.
Manager, whatever you want.
True.
Owner.
Matthew says, I'm certain that WWE did dark matches for WWE, working with local talent to warm up the crowd. At least that's what they have done in the past events.
Yeah, I would assume they'd do that too.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't either. But, alright. Anyways, thanks guys for hanging out with us for this pay-per-view. We really appreciate it.
It's been fun.
We'll
see you on Monday.
Again, if you're just kind of hanging out in the background, subscribe. Make sure,
hit that thumbs
chat
up
with us next time or whatnot. We're going to be doing another Saudi Arabia show this year, again, 2022 in October, for Crown Jewel. So we'll definitely see that. Film's okay, good. I just don't want Matt Riddle to miss a WrestleMania. That's why I was just asking.
No, he looks.
No, he looks fine. Matthew says Riddle is fine. Bobby Lashley died.
Yeah, Bobby's the one with the head.
Bobby
injury.
has the head trauma that hurt his ankle. It was weird. I don't know how your head's connected to an ankle, but that's how it works. If anything, Madcap Moss might be the one that's broken.
Yeah, he might be the dead one.
Anyways, Supercar says, cool merch you're wearing. Hey, thanks, Supercar. And Nemo says, it's now official, the Tribal Chief versus head of the table.
The Tribal Chief is the head of the table.
You mean your Tribal Chief head of the table versus Brock. Yes, that's happening at WrestleMania. You did get that correct. Films like, hello, women's the therapist free. Alrighty, hashtagging it all over the place. Matthew says, take care, I'll see you Monday. Yes, have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. If it's nighttime, have a great rest of your Saturday night. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we're just going to get ours started.
Haha, alright. Thanks, everybody, for watching Wrestling Gap.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.